How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan, this is Ade, and this is another edition of Box Talk. Today, it's the big one, September 14th. Floyd Mayweather versus Saul Alverez. Ade, what do you think, mate?
It's a big one. It's a big one. It's potentially got the chance to beat Mayweather's record with Oscar De La Hoya. It's potentially. I don't think it will, but it's got the potential. It's definitely the biggest fight in the last 10 years. I mean, sorry, the last 5 years, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I think it's a big fight, but it's funny. I believe it deserves a hype, it deserves promotion, but right now, I think it might be a touch too early for Alvarez.
It's early, but you've got to look it out there in terms of who the potential fights are for Mayweather. Alvarez is definitely, in my opinion, in terms of the weight class, even though he's not 147, he's 154, he's going to drop down to 152. In terms of guys that are within that weight class, he's probably the biggest probably behind Pacquiao. I don't think a Pacquiao fight makes any sense anymore. So I think Alvarez, two unbeaten guys, so like a record of 86-0 between them both.
Yeah.
Someone's always got to go.
See, the thing about this fight here, which, okay, we all know what Floyd Mayweather brings to the table. Yeah. I'm still unsure what Alvarez brings to the table. I mean, he's got the promotion, he's got Golden Boy behind him, he's got Oscar De La Hoya right behind him personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, selling the fight, selling anything he could do, he's going to knock him out, he's going to this, he's going to that. But when I look at Alvarez, I say, everyone knows I'm a big stickler for records. I look at Alvarez right now, and I look who he's fought, how he's fought him, how he's won, and to be fair, the best fighter on his record, technically, Shane is a Hall of Famer, but Shane was shot-born. We're looking at Austin Trapp. Yeah. Austin Trapp, very good fighter. No criticism of Austin Trapp, but Austin Trapp just made his name coming into the game to make himself a marquee name with another Cotto. So I'm looking at Mayweather looking at Alvarez saying, this is first real big fight in the limelight, running the show against pound for pound number one in the world.
Yeah, but you've got to look at it in another way as well. Boxing is a sport that, unfortunately, is no longer the best against the best in terms of who fights who.
It's
almost the money against the money. And although Alvarez isn't a pay-per-view king, Alvarez never had a pay-per-view fight he can sell. He'll sell this fight. The stadium will be packed. They could have probably sold out a 100,000-seat stadium for this fight. He'll definitely sell the fight. It's a Mexico versus America. It's a black versus white. There's so many different formulas for this fight. It's almost like Oscar De La Hoya's young namesake against the guy that beat him. So much going.
I think you got a lot of it, like you said. The location, Vegas, the Mexican weekend, the 4th of September. Mayweather the pound for pound king. The old lion now. They're saying that he's 36. He could be getting old. He could be getting this. You've got the young Alvarez coming up. So I see a lot of attributes that make it a big fight. But I'm looking at the fight skill for skill, match for match, and I'm not sure. You know what my problem is? I think Alvarez is a good fighter. I think he's very talented, he's got skills, technically sound, he does everything really, really well.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the way they're selling the fight, where they're saying that Oscar sold a close fight of him. Alvarez is not close to Oscar De La Hoya, in my opinion.
In terms of what?
Skill.
Okay, of course not. He hasn't fought the same person.
He hasn't fought the people. And they're trying to sell that, Alvarez is better, trying to sell that Alvarez is better than De La Hoya at the time and so on and so on. And I don't think so.
Well, I mean, you say that, but for me, Alvarez, what's Alvarez? 22, 23? Oscar De La Hoya wasn't that good at 22, 23. I know he come off the Olympics, he was not that good. This guy, physically, they're almost looking at it as young versus old, but also physically as well. Alvarez is a big guy. You look at his back, Alvarez is definitely a 160. He's definitely going to move up to just a bona fide middleweight. Forget this light middleweight soon. I'll be surprised if he doesn't do it after this fight if he loses. He's a big guy, and there's big fights out there. Talking about Chavez during the old Mexican fight. I don't know if Chavez can come down to 160 anymore. But if they can, again, that sets up big fights for him. Like you said, it's a money fight. There's a money sport. Obviously, Mayweather's going for the hat-tricks of Mexicans, obviously beating Ortiz, beating Guerrero. Now he's going for Alvarez. He wants to clean up all the Mexicans. It's a bit naughty, but hey.
Like his uncle.
Like his uncle, exactly.
Like, what I mean, Mexican assassin.
And what better time to do it than Mexico weekend?
Yeah.
See, all out.
The thing about it, like I said, what I said, my concerns are, is that, okay, if you look who Alvarez fought in the past 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Good fighters, but no one marquee, no one outstanding, no one on the higher level. Where I wouldn't count the likes of Ryan Rose, good fighter on his own right. Yeah. Matthew Hatton, kind of living the shade of his brother a lot.
Behave.
Behave. It's the truth, yeah. You look at who was before that.
It was Cotto's brother.
Yeah. And then you had Josito Lopez.
Yeah. Jose Lopez was a good performance.
It's a good performance, and it's a very good performance. And they're good fighters. I'm not criticizing none of the fighters out there, but I'm saying from those guys to Trout to Mayweather.
It's big jumps, but you've almost got to look at it. And this is why I always try and bring his name up all the time. Andre Ward. Andre Ward before the Super 6, again, before the Kessler fight, when people were talking about him fighting Kessler, I know, you know, and everyone else had Kessler as a big favourite to win that fight.
I had Kessler win the whole Super 6.
Exactly. Andre Ward, yeah, it was Olympia, but he came from, you look at his record before the Kessler fight, he kind of, almost like Alvarez, in fact, he's probably even worse, he fought no one, really. Came into Super 6, stepped up, and destroyed everyone. Now he's considered top 3, top 4 pound for pound fighters out there. You're never as good until you fight that person. Alvarez is beating people he's put in front of him. The only concern for me and Alvarez is that he's not beating them convincingly.
Yeah.
I don't think Hatton was a great performance. I don't think Trout was a great performance. Yeah, people say Trout came off the Cotter win. That's different. Cotter's a 140 guy at best. And everyone knows Trout probably came into the ring at 170 in there enough. Cotter stays the same way. He's a small guy. I don't know if his performances against the guys he's beaten has been good enough.
No, see, that's the thing. I haven't seen a complete 12-round performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems, I wouldn't say he gets tired, but he seems to be less effective after round 7, round 8, round 9. In the championship round, when the champion steps on, he kind of steps off.
Yeah.
And it's just a concern.
The weight thing as well. I mean, people look at it and say, it's only 2 pounds. Try and lose 2 pounds, people. Just try and lose 2 pounds of muscle and then come back to me and say it's only 2 pounds.
Yeah.
There's a reason he's been forced or been asked to go from 154 to 152. In the later rounds where Floyd seems to pick up a bit, when he nearly stopped Cotter, remember in the 12th round, that's when Floyd starts to pick people apart. Floyd is just master tactician. To me, easy win for Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah. I wouldn't say easy win. I think it's going to be closer than people think. You know,
I thought Guerrero was going to be close.
With Alvarez's youth, with his natural size and strength, and with a Mexican following, he can steal rounds. Like if I was to make a decision right now based on points, I'll go for like 116, 112.
I'll be surprised if
which people will say.
Ever that was
they had the Cotto fight close and we had it fight because Cotto was competitive and Cotto made the effort. I think because people don't make a good effort with Mayweather because he's so skillful, when you make a good effort, you get the round.
Yeah, but I think everyone forgets the Cotto fight as well. It's Roger Mayweather in the corner. He got a bit of a beating. Floyd Mayweather soon as came back in the corner against Guerrero. I don't remember him even getting touched by Guerrero. And I remember, again, I was one of those people before that fight, thought, this could be a close fight. Guerrero's that kind of strong, waiting on to Berto, that kind of strong, bullish Mexican warrior. Did not even touch him.
No.
And I think Guerrero, in terms of pound for pound rankings, is so much higher than Alvarez. You know, again, a young guy, a legit four-weight world champion that is just literally brushing people aside, So I don't know. I just feel like, again, he was young. He was really and truly unbeaten as well. I mean, he had that one loss, but he avenged it, you know, and destroyed the guy, I think, it was in the first or second round. Took him out easily.
That was only for his father weren't there, so it was kind of a psychological thing where he lost that.
So sometimes people come with these O records and everyone's like, oh my god, he's got an O record. It means nothing. Hatton had an O record, meant nothing.
Let me give you a different angle quickly.
Yeah.
You know, just under 10 years ago, there was another so-called pound for pound great who was going to be the greatest fighter of all time.
Yeah.
Just won the heavyweight title, came down, had a struggle with Antonio Tarver. Then everyone said he's going to blow out Tarver, he's going to destroy him. And that age and that weight cut caught him.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Roy Jones, everyone. Roy Jones was going to be the best fighter ever. He would have beat Sugar Ray, he would have wiped the floor, Sugar Ray was saying. I was one of the fans that thought Roy Jones was one of the best fighters ever. Now people have him in very, very low regard. Is it that time? Mayweather, 36 years old, pound for pound #1. Is it the time for him to go?
People don't understand.
Are we going to get a shot?
You know, no, and the reason I say no as well is this. There's about 4 or 5 different Mayweathers, but for me there's 2. There's the one you guys see on camera, laughing, joking, throwing money at the camera and this king. There's another guy that we probably don't see behind closed doors that is as serious as you get. Mayweather I think Mayweather off-season is probably the only boxer that simply stay within his weight. I think Mayweather probably goes up to 152, 153 max. Does not drink alcohol. Does not muck about. Remember, everyone forgets that Roy Jones Jr. went up to heavyweight. Roy Jones had to lose 20-something pounds. Wait, 30 pounds to go down to Tarver. 30 pounds is pretty much 2.5 stone. He had to lose that in muscle to go back down. Floyd Mayweather does not muck about with his weight. Always seems to stay on weight. I've never seen this guy not have a 6-pack. He's a serious fighter.
You know, anyone who's been to the gym or anyone who's trying to lose weight, like I mentioned earlier on, you know how hard it is to put on 5 or 10 pounds of muscle, let alone lose weight or muscle. To lose 20, 30 pounds, I mean, weight cutting is really, really serious.
It's not a joke. It's not a joke. I think people look at these guys, they come with 6-packs and everyone thinks, oh my god, they're so healthy. Deep down, you do not know what their bodies are going through when they're trying to look that healthy to get on the weight. That's why I think Floyd Mayweather stayed around for so long.
Like Bernard Hopkins.
They stay so serious at their weight.
Serious by their craft, their profession, their diet, their training, everything's done meticulously.
Unbelievable.
A lot of fighters, you know, like I said, they blow up in weight, they come down in weight, and they suffer for it in the performances. Maybe we had suffered in his performances because of the weight.
Exactly.
Alvarez is another one that's coming down, possibly draining himself.
Yeah, I mean that's that £2. People think of it in like, oh, it's not a big issue, but again, that's a subject we're gonna touch on probably tomorrow or the day after. We'll touch on the weight cut issue. But for now, guys, what do you think? Does Canelo Alvarez pose a threat for Mayweather? I mean, is this Mayweather's toughest fight? Is this the fight we've all been asking for? I mean, does this make up for Mayweather not fighting Pacquiao?
It's the fight we want to see. It's the fight we've been asking for, but I don't think it's the fight that's going to take him down.
What do you think as well? Will it break the box office record? Will it do it? Will it overtake Oscar? They are pushing it. Look, well, they got the undercard again.
Oh, beautiful undercard. My boy, Lucas Matisse versus Danny.
Woo! That could still. That fight, I think, will still.
But you know, I think that's another video, bro.
Yeah. Well, Ishe Smith on the undercard as
Ishe
well.
Smith versus Carlos Medina.
Yeah, and we've got the English kid as well.
Yeah, Theo. Actually, Theo.
So they're pushing it for this undercard to try and sell.
They are pushing it.
I think it'll do 2 million, but I don't think it's going to break the record.
It won't break the record.
Okay, again, guys.
I think it's down to the economy though, more than the fight.
That's why they're bringing a Mexican into the fight. Again, guys, leave your comments on below. Hit us on the email.
That is at BoxTalk@hotmail.co.uk.
Thanks again.
I finally got it right.
No, he's getting better. But guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again soon.